Alright, imagine this hilarious scene. Our guy Mark, the poster child for the average Joe, starts his day bright and early, ready to conquer the world. But guess what? Life throws him a curveball. No water, no electricity. Ah, the sweet symphony of chaos. But Mark's not one to let a little inconvenience ruin his day. Oh no, he's a trooper. He does his best to scrub up for work, only to find the universe has other plans. The front door? Locked tighter than a bank vault. His door must have heard it's Monday too. And to add insult to injury, Mark loses phone signal, probably because even his phone wants a break from his endless scrolling. Right then, he notices other people in the building across from him hitting their windows because they are stuck too. Clueless Mike must be thinking, "You guys out of toilet paper too?" So, what's a guy to do? Mark channels his inner superhero and grabs a hammer, ready to smash his way to freedom. Spoiler alert, it doesn't end well. Next thing you know, there's a hole in the wall and in storms, Sergey, the human tornado, with his little sidekick Nico. They're in the same boat, or should I say, sinking ship. And just when you thought things couldn't get weirder, here comes Sally and Aiden, bursting through the wall like they're auditioning for the next Avengers movie. Sally's like, "Well, this is awkward. We were just coming over for sugar." Aiden, being Mr. Government Guy, is sweating bullets about the situation. Can you blame him? But wait, there's more. The intercom decides to chime in, telling them to sit tight while the medical staff sorts things out. Oh, sure, because that's super reassuring, isn't it? Cue the panic mode. Fast forward a bit, and Sally stitches up Mark's hand. Talk about multitasking. Nurse by day, seamstress by, well, also day. Suddenly, Mark has a light bulb moment. His elderly neighbor, Enid. Off he goes, commanding Sergey to play wrecking ball and bust into Enid's place. Lucky for them, Enid's just catching some Z's. Crisis averted. Now, picture the gang huddled by the window like a bunch of nosy neighbors trying to make sense of the madness. Hazmat suits? Check. Makeshift medical tents? Double check. And oh look, it's the intercom again. It warns of a gas leak. Must be the landlord's way of saying, "Sorry, no hot showers today, or ever." Aiden predicts doom, but the only thing scarier than his predictions is his fashion sense. Meanwhile, Mark spots some shady characters spraying disinfectant and corralling infected folks like it's a game of tag. Just when you think it can't get any crazier, bam. Sniper on the scene taking out escape artists left and right. Talk about a plot twist. And if that wasn't enough, here come the hazmat squad, barging into nearby apartments like they're on a mission. Resistance is futile, folks. Comply or get dragged out kicking and screaming. Well, well, well. Isn't this just the cherry on top of our already delightful day? Mark and the gang suddenly realize they're on the medical staff's hit list. Time to put those brains to work and figure out how to bust out of this joint. After a riveting brainstorm session, Mark has a light bulb moment. He's got some corrosive chemicals lying around that could dissolve the sealant on the door. Cue the scavenger hunt for chemicals. Once they're found, Mark concocts a potion worthy of a Hogwarts potion master. He pours it on the door, and what do you know? It actually works. The door swings open, and they're free as birds. Well, almost. Now, on to the next level of this twisted game, dodging snipers like they're in some action flick. But wait, plot twist. Nikyu decides to play hide-and-seek and disappears into thin air. Great timing, Nikyu. Just when we thought things couldn't get any worse. It is shown that Nikyu's off on his own adventure, crawling through air vents like a pint-sized ninja. He stumbles upon some hazmat-wearing goons trying to play doctor with a poor, unsuspecting woman. Talk about a house call gone wrong. She starts coughing up a storm and drops like a sack of potatoes. Looks like the air's not as fresh as they thought. Back in the land of the lost, Mark finally tracks down Nikyu. But before he can reel him in, those hazmat clowns snatch him up like he's the last donut in the box. Cue Big Brother Sergey, armed with a baseball bat and a whole lot of rage, charging into action like a bull in a china shop. Mark's hot on his heels, probably regretting not calling in sick today. They confront the hazmat duo, and Sergey decides to show them who's boss, with fatal consequences. One down, one to go. Sergey takes the survivor hostage, while Sally uncovers some smoke grenades, because apparently, this party needed more drama. But hold on to your hazmat suits, folks, because there's more to this story than meets the eye. Mark decides to play good cop with their captive, Hazel. She spills the beans about the deadly virus running rampant in the area. Symptoms includes but not limited to coughing, difficulty breathing, and even blindness. Sounds like a real hoot, doesn't it? And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, turns out the scientists are stumped. No cure in sight, folks. Looks like our gang's stuck in a real-life nightmare, and the only way out is through. But hey, at least they've got each other, right? Mark, in his eternal quest for answers, decides to pry into why all the fancy communication gadgets are on vacation. Well, according to our dear Hazel, it's all hush-hush, because the government thinks we're too delicate to handle the truth. Because, you know, panicking masses make for great reality TV. And just when you thought the day couldn't get any sunnier, Hazel drops the bomb. We've got a 50-50 shot at catching the virus. Cue Sergei, our resident hothead, flipping his lid once again. He decides to play surgeon, and rips Hazel's protective gear to shreds. Talk about bedside manners. Hazel, realizing her life's about as stable as a Jenga tower, whips out an injection like she's auditioning for a medical drama. But Sergei, the life of the party, decides he's the new pharmacist in town and snatches it away. Surprise, surprise. Hazel spills the beans that the vaccine's still in the oven, and there's no guarantee it won't flop like a pancake. So, what's the game plan? Sit tight and pray the authorities have a clue what they're doing. Easy peasy, right? As night falls and the gang gathers for a round of How to Escape Quarantine 101, Hazel decides she's had enough of this shindig. She makes a break for it, but Sergei, always the gentleman, decides to play whack-a-mole and pins her down. Mark tries to play peacemaker but ends up in the line of fire. Literally, when Sergei accidentally slaps poor Niku. But wait, there's more. Now we've got an angry mob knocking at our door looking for some answers. And guess what? The hazmat squad's clocked out early, leaving Hazel to fend for herself. So, what's her genius solution? Block the door and hope for the best. Spoiler alert, it doesn't work. Sally, our brave soul, tries to play mediator but gets a rude awakening courtesy of a flying glass shard. Sergei, never one to miss an opportunity for drama, decides to light up the room with a smoke bomb and haul Sally to safety. But alas, it's too late. Sally's danced her last dance, leaving us all feeling like we've been hit by a freight train of emotions. In the aftermath, as the gang mourns Sally's untimely demise, Aiden decides he's had enough of this horror show and pulls a disappearing act. But here's the kicker. He waltzes out in Hazel's hazmat suit, thinking he's the hero of the hour. Spoiler alert number 2, he's not. The residents, mistaking him for the local Dr. Doomsday, decide it's time for a little payback. And just when you thought things couldn't get any crazier, the sniper decides to join the party, shooting Aiden dead in his tracks. Talk about a case of mistaken identity. Looks like our boy Sergei's playing neighborhood watch. And what does he spy with his little eye? Oh, just a bunch of frantic residents charging toward them like it's the end of a Black Friday sale. Sergei, being the beacon of calm and reason that he is, tells the gang it's time to hit the road. Or, you know, the hallway. But hold on to your hats, folks, because Mark's got other plans. He's all about that hero life and decides Hazel's not getting left behind on his watch. Cue the noble attempt to untie her, which earns him a not-so-friendly visit from Sergei and his trusty baseball bat. Way to show your gratitude, Sergei. Fast forward a bit, and Mark's back on his feet, ready to play detective and find his lost sheep. Lo and behold, he spots 2 hazmat goons getting ready to gas the place up like it's a giant fumigation party. Time to rally the troops and head for the roof, because nothing says escape plan like a rooftop rendezvous. But oh, the drama doesn't stop there. Mark's heart sinks faster than the Titanic when he stumbles upon Hazel's lifeless body. R.I.P. Hazel, you were the life of the party, even in death. Meanwhile, Sergei's busy playing punchbag with a poor sap who's just trying to survive. But hey, who needs manners when you've got anger management issues? Back on the rooftop, Mark's trying to play guardian angel to little Niku. But fate has other plans. Turns out, dear old Enid decided to catch some Z's and never woke up. With Niku in tow, Mark's on a mission to get the heck out of Dodge. But first, they've got to navigate through a sea of corpses. Because what's an escape plan without a few bumps in the road, right? Finally, after what feels like a lifetime of suspense, Mark and Niku make a break for it. But alas, there's no welcoming committee waiting for them. Just a desolate wasteland and a creepy announcement telling everyone to stay indoors. Oh joy, more rules to break. But wait, there's more. Just when they think they're in the clear, along comes Mr. Crazy Pants from the opposite building, waving around a shard of glass like it's a golden ticket. Cue the standoff of the century, with Mark trying to explain he's not the enemy they're looking for. But Mr. Crazy Pants isn't buying it. It's a real nail-biter, folks. Just when you thought things couldn't get any crazier, Niku pulls a Houdini and slips away from the crazy guy with the glass. But poor Mark, not so lucky. He ends up playing a real-life game of stab the belly, and let me tell you, he's not winning any prizes. In a heart-wrenching turn of events, Niku helps Mark limp away, trying to keep it together like a couple of mismatched superheroes. They stumble upon a park, because nothing screams dramatic death scene like a swing set. Mark, the epitome of coolness even in the face of imminent doom, hands Niku his phone and gives him the lowdown. Make a call when you've got a signal. Meanwhile, Niku, bless his innocent little heart, thinks Mark's just tired and in need of a power nap. Yeah, right. More like the eternal sleep kind. As Niku skips off, blissfully unaware that his buddy's biting the dust, Mark breathes his last breath, probably regretting not investing in a better life insurance policy. And in the grand finale, Niku gets a VIP ride courtesy of some hazmat-clad chauffeurs, who promptly knock him out with a dose of sleepy juice. When he comes to, he's in a real-life kiddie party, surrounded by other mini-hostages. But wait, there's more. One of the hazmat buddies tries to play Mr. Sunshine, telling Niku everything's peachy keen. Yeah, right, because being held captive is every kid's dream vacation. The curtains close as Niku stares at his phone, pondering whether to hit that speed dial or let fate take its course. Ah, the suspense. Will he call for help or just update his Insta? Only time will tell, folks. Who needs a happy ending when you've got sarcasm and a bunch of misfits trying to outsmart the apocalypse?